Rock and roll is starting here. Yeah. The guitar is here. What's happening?
A lot of crazy things, I guess.
The stage is yours.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Hello, you rock stars! Are you ready to rock? Come on, are you ready to rock? All right. You wanted it. It's your fault. So you're with me now. All right, also you. Thank you. You've been wonderful so far. What I'm going to talk today is the agency model is dead. The old agency model is at least on a highway to hell. As we from DCMN were growing very fast, we almost went to hell until we changed something radically. But before I tell you how we went from highway to hell to stairway to heaven, let me tell you how it all started. I didn't study. I knew very early in life that I want to build businesses. The only problem there was my mom. She said to me, "You have to learn a proper job before you can do whatever you want." So I did that, and so I became, that's a dead agency. And then I became a mechanic. So that's me, some years ago. So if your washing machine is damaged, don't panic, call the mechanic. All right? But after that, I really started living my dream. I really loved it. I founded a record studio, a web agency, and one of the first digital music distribution companies who brought independent music labels to iTunes and other e-commerce stores. I put all the money I made so far in 2005 into a new startup which was called Katsong. It was a social music distribution service based on MySpace. By the way, in Italian, Katsong means thick, so probably not the best name for a company. So if you want to found a company, please check what the name means in languages you do not speak. That could be very helpful. Anyway, I was living my dream. But suddenly, in the year 2008, something happened. The financial crisis happened. Huh? So, now comes the financial crisis. Not with the PowerPoint. So, we were bankrupt. All my money gone. Of course, I didn't love it. Or even the money my father invested into my company was gone. So how should I explain that to him? I took some time off to really ask myself, oh, now it's going crazy here. Okay. To really ask myself, do I really want to be an entrepreneur? But then, after some time, I decided not to give up. Together with my partner, Andreas, we turned the financial crisis into an opportunity. The financial crisis had the following, that 50% of advertising space was not sold. So we decided to take advantage of this fact, especially in the TV space. And yes, what we did, we used this unsold TV inventory to build and to scale our digital businesses. So we went into the sneaker business. And this, really, it was sneakers. It was called Sneaker Loft. This was 3 months before the official launch of Zalando. We produced a funny TV spot. We had the music from Marit Larsen, If a Song Could Get Me You, on it. And we went on air with an ad campaign worth 500,000 euros. So what happened? Really everything. So our servers crashed. Totally, they were really dead. We sold every pair of shoes in our stock. And we did, that was the great thing, in 3 weeks, 1.5 million euros in revenues. But we also couldn't rebuy our stock fast enough. So we've been successful because we optimized television like you would optimize a performance channel, like your Google AdWords campaign or your Facebook campaign. So we wanted to know what each spot is worth. What is the cost per visit? What is the cost per order? Or what is the return on ad spend? The surprise success overwhelmed us, and we sold our shares to other shareholders and decided to what we learned in marketing to put that into a new company and to help digital-first businesses, or as we call them, the market leaders of tomorrow, to scale their business. This is how we blew up the TV market. In that case, we thought, oh, there are some other people out there who say they are pros in all kinds of media. So we said, okay, let's talk to them and find out what they actually have in common. So we went to all the big and small and medium-sized media agencies, and we asked them, hey guys, we want to track television like a performance digital channel. And those guys said to us, it's not possible. We said, it is possible, but we have to find a way to make it smarter. So we programmed our first TV tracking software, founded DCMN, and the software today is called DC Analytics. But this business we founded was growing very, very fast. And it was going really well. Only in the past 3 years, we went from 91 to 143 in 2017 till today, over 180 full-time employees worldwide. Our first clients were Mr. Specs, followed by Spreadshirt, Napster, Outfittery, and Wir kaufen dein Auto, and many more. So we were growing and growing, profitable year over year by 100%. We grew internationally. So we opened offices overseas. I'm just coming back from our wonderful colleagues in Cape Town. And we grew in services and in clients. Right now, we are serving over 170 digital-first businesses worldwide that are growing with us. But also, very important, in 2017, the result of this growth was our beer stats. So surprisingly, for me not surprisingly, Rothaus Tannenzäpfle is the most consumed beer in our company. So that's a very important fact, only 2017. The result of this fast growth was that our company structure wasn't always keeping up with how fast things were changing. So our growth came with some really big challenges. So when we reached almost 100 people by the beginning of last year, we really asked ourselves 3 questions. Question number 1, how can a marketing company structure itself to best serve its clients? number 2. How can any company maintain high growth without losing its core culture and values? And number 3, how can a marketing company stay agile in today's fast-paced world? Growth challenge number 1. How can a marketing company structure itself to best serve its clients? If we maintain growth, our first objective is keep the client. How do we keep the client? By delivering what the client wants. In our case, our clients want growth, efficient growth, growth in place where they or their competitors not even have thought of. So what do they want? Deliver fucking growth. So, growth challenge number 2. How can any company maintain high growth without losing its core? You do not want one person in your company go into another direction. You want all people to be aligned and go in the same direction. How do you do that? By defining a vision, a mission, and guiding principles, how we call them, how you want to treat yourself, your client, and how do you tackle things, and give the strategy which is very, very clear. We did that in a 1 year last year, where we involved all our employees, that then they told us what is important for them, and basically today we are super proud having guiding principles which were developed completely by our employees. And of course, fun. If you ask anyone at DCMN, why are you working at DCMN? Why did you decide to spend your lifetime? And it's important, it's lifetime, it's not work time. And I really believe there is no work time today. It's lifetime. So most people say it's like working with friends. We work hard, but we also play hard. And this picture was from our retreat, from our company retreat last year in Italy, where we had a complete castle for us and a lot of fun. By the way, this year, we're going to have an island, so it's fine. And we have a lot of fun together, of course. Growth challenge number 3. How can we as marketing company stay agile in today's fast-paced world? This is the most crucial point. Why is that? Because we do not build cars. If you build a car, and I'm a big fan of Henry Ford, but you can predict each step of the production. Why? Because everything is clear in the beginning. What extras you want, which engine, etc. When you work in advertising, every day is day one. We believe it should be. How do you react if a competitor of you comes into the market with a very strong campaign? Do you don't react? Do you do not adapt your strategy to kind of answer to this? Of course, you need processes, but they should be like following what the client market needs are, and they should be as less as possible. That brings me to what we did. While we grew, our company structure was super flat. I'm sure a lot of you have like startup experience. So as we grew, we said, we need departments. And we made departments. So this is maybe something a lot of you are aware of. We tried to make advertising like you build a car. The consequences: more process, less flexibility, less fun. We realized that in the beginning of last year, in 2017, and we immediately took action and we looked out how can we solve that and how can we tackle that. In all the way, in all our thinking, we put the client in the center of all our thoughts. And this is how DCMN looks today. You see, interdisciplinary, client-centric teams, the client in the middle of it. So, and every client has different needs, and so we could answer them. All the decisions, all the responsibilities are made in the team, not in the management. So, and this, if you look at this, this could be something, oh, that's super funny, but it looks a little bit chaotic. But actually, it's not. Because there's a method behind this madness. And we based this on a theory which is invented and discovered in the 1960s by social psychologist Douglas McGregor. He saw that there are two different styles of management. Theory X is the top-down approach, which most of the company we work in using that. And Theory Y is the participative approach, where you have a completely flat hierarchy. At DCMN, we decided to go for this beta approach. Today, Theory X, we call it alpha, and Theory Y, we call beta. It sounds better, more sexy, you know it. So it's a beta structure. So let's look, what is the problem with an alpha structure, a top-down structure in a company? So alpha makes a clear distinction between thinking people, the management, and executing people, the workers. And these principles have been applied to all kinds of work. It creates a social gap, a bias towards management, and it creates leadership by fear. It creates a functional gap, and it leads to narrow and fragmented responsibility, so at the end, nobody is responsible. And lastly, it creates a time gap between planning and execution. The difference to beta is built on trust. Trust. It works because of self-regulation within the team. Control through peer pressure and transparency, common principles, and shared responsibility. There are other companies who did that before. So, these are companies like Spotify, Netflix, and Zappos applying this beta structure into their company and organizations. So, but there are very, very few marketing and media companies working with this kind of company structure. At least I do not know anyone besides DCMN. This year, of course, we are in the measurement and the tracking and the performance business. We want to track really what really brings this beta structure. So we asked our employees. 92% of all our employees would recommend DCMN to their friends as a place to work. Also, they are very satisfied. They gave us a 4.07 out of 5 that it's a great place to work. And we identified things where we have to work on because we want to get better in this. We also ask our clients on a quarterly basis. And the clients give us a 4 out of 5. Also, they 4.2 out of 5 will recommend us to friends and colleagues, and 4.2 out of 5 think it's easy to do business with us. We want everything from our employees, and we ask a lot. To make such a radical change, it is to be aware. It's not a structure. it's a change in the mindset. And that takes time. One of our very early employees told me last week in our team update, I have always loved working for DCMN, but through this beta structure, it has been now the best time I've ever had in this company. Before I close, I want to highlight 3 things which I believe are important for you if you work in a fast-growing environment. Number 1, stay open-minded and do not rely on learnings from the past. Number 2, be brave to make radical changes if you need. And don't wait. Last but not least, and that's super important for the mindset, appreciate failure and take it as a chance for change. We are here in our booth, directly here at DCMN. If you have more questions, directly. And also, one more thing. I told you we started with our TV tracking software, DC Analytics, 7 years ago. 2 years after it, so we took the last 2 years rebuilding it completely new from scratch. So you can track television campaigns in almost all countries in the world now, like you track your Google AdWords or Facebook campaign. And today, I'm happy to say to you, it's for free for everyone on dcanalytics.com. Thank you. It was a great time having me. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great OMR. That was Matthias Riedl from DCMN. Thank you.